Hey people! So today I'm here to give you another video to maintain some level of consistency on my channel, maybe, hopefully, one day. Who knows? Tell me in the comments below what you think of this hairstyle. I don't know, I feel like it's cute, my parents say it's cute, but I've also tried it before and people have said that I look ridiculous. So let me know what you think in the comments below, because you're probably one of those people who told me I look ridiculous. I don't know what to talk about really. I'm kind of like in this weird thinking pattern of like trying to figure out kind of where I want my life to go in the next few years and what my trajectory for moving out is, slash my trajectory for moving my bedroom, slash my trajectory for going to grad school. I'm fine with living with my parents and I'm fine with living with my parents for like a while. I just don't know when I'd want to move, slash if I'd want to move farther away to go to grad school or not, just because of cost. So I know that I'll be staying for another year at my parents' house. So I'll be here not only through the end of this year, but through the end of next year and like halfway through the next year. So then begs the question, what do I do in the meantime, and do I take another year off of school at that point? Because right now, I just graduated in May. Well, technically I graduated in May, but I've been living at home since December. That's a whole nother story. So I've basically been out of school for a year now, almost. And I know that I'm gonna be out of school for another year and a half at least. So I guess the question is like, where do I go from here? And it's kind of a weird question to ask because I don't have any particular place that I feel the need to move to. While I want to travel a lot and I want to see a lot of places, I don't have a specific thing that I want to be doing in my field. I know that I want to be a little bit less hands-on than I am now ultimately. Like I want to have an office, I want to be talking to somebody, I want to be working with an older age group. I know that I want to be doing some sort of talk therapy or some sort of development of plans for one-on-one therapies, but I don't know what I want to do really in that because there's so many options. Like that description sounds very vague, and that's correct. Like that's how vague my understanding of what I want to do is at this point in my life, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I've always been the person who kind of has like a plan for their life. I'm not very organized, nor am I very good at making plans or doing things in a timely fashion, but I've always had an idea of where I want to be going, and now I don't know where I want to go, and I don't know how I want to go about doing the things that I want to do, and I don't know how I want to get to the places where I want to be, and I don't even know where I want to live, really. Honestly, I would highly prefer to not live in the state that I'm in, if not move totally elsewhere, because this is the one point in my life where I have that option. Like, I can always move back because I have family here, but moving away is a short-term option for me. It's kind of like a now or never type thing. Like if I found somebody here that I like fall in love with and then we get married and then they want to stay here, like then what am I gonna do? I can't just move, you know? So this is like the time in my life to make this big change and this big move and become like who I really am meant to be, but I don't know what that is. And I don't know. I've been praying about it and talking to God about it, and I've been getting a lot of like, wait, I'll show you, like just wait. And I'm very impatient. I'm just very, very, very impatient. And I want to know now, so I can make plans for it now, so I can save money for it now, so I can have an idea of where I should be preparing to go now, and I don't know, you know, I don't know. That and then grad school is like a whole nother question, because there are tons of great grad schools out there, and a lot of the schools I've been looking at are roughly about the same amount a year. A lot of them are gonna cost me about $30,000 for the rest of my education, no matter where I go, if not more like $50,000-$60,000. I don't know if I want to drop that much money on the rest of my education. Like $30,000 I could cope with, but like $50,000-$60,000 is a lot, and I'm already in a lot of debt. Like I don't need more. I don't know where I want to do. You know, I could go to like a totally different country and get the kind of the education that I'm looking for, but then I have to work out the whole visa thing and getting approved and getting to another country in that regard, and I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment. Like I could go to grad school for a year, or I could go to grad school for 3 years and live in that area and work in that area. I could go for a year and be a full-time student. I could go for 3 years and be a full-time student. I could go for 3 years and be a part-time student. It really just kind of depends on what I want to do, and I think my biggest problem is that I don't know what I want to do. I'm even wondering if I should even apply to grad school next year, if I should just wait 2 years or wait 5 years before I go back to grad school and figure out what I want to do, or if I feel like I should just travel a lot and see the field more and work more jobs in the field and then figure out what I want to do. But honestly, I don't really want to keep working the same job that I have now because that's what I have the credentials for. I want to be working in a higher up position, and I can already see that, though I feel I need to pay my dues in this kind of position because like this is my first full-time job in the field. This is where I need to pay my dues. This is where I need to get that bottom tier experience, basically, of this is what it's like to work hands-on, one-on-one, not making lesson plans or building lesson plans or giving goals or giving the advice or telling people what to do, but rather just taking in information and trying to help people apply it to their lives. I feel like that's a very important skill to have when working in my field, but man, it takes a certain kind of person, and I'm learning more and more that my body is saying that I'm not that person. While mentally I feel like I can handle it, and emotionally I feel like I can handle it, A, it doesn't pay me enough money for me to continue to handle it and pay my bills and become an adult, and B, it is very strenuous on my body, like my physical body. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, if you just worked out more, then it wouldn't be so strenuous on your body. I have really bad joints. I've always had bad joints. And I have bad back muscles because I injured myself a lot when I was younger. When I say I was younger, I mean like 4 or 5 years ago. So really not that much younger. But because I was reckless and made poor decisions then, now I have to pay the consequences. But it means that this job is that much harder for me because it's hard on my body. And other jobs like this are going to continue to be that much harder on me because they're harder on my body. And that's just the nature of the work. Now, there are some people who would persevere through the pain because this is the kind of job that they've always wanted to do. This is what they love. This is what their soul was made for. Like, this is who they are. This is what they've always wanted to do. And I am not that person. So while I love my job, and I would definitely recommend if you plan on going to psychology to have a job like the one that I have now. However, I can see that I'm not cut out for this kind of work. Even though I enjoy it and it feels fulfilling to me, it's not going to be something that I can do long term. So this then begs the question, what do I do in the meantime while I figure out what I'm going to do in the future? And I'm like a 2-month out kind of planner at this point in my life, not really like a 5-year out planner. So this is stressed me out a little bit. Like, going to grad school for me is like, okay, well, what do I actually want to do for a job day in and day out? What do I want to market myself as a resource? What do I want to be doing to help people in my everyday life? And that's confusing. It's a hard choice to make. That's kind of where my head is at right now. If you have any similar woes, or you relate to it, or you have any advice for me about jobs that you think might be good for me or that I may enjoy, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you want to follow me on my other social medias, links are down below in the description. I always say links. I mean handles, like the names of where I am on other social medias are in the description below. So leave a like, subscribe if you want. It's not mandatory. Leave a comment if you want. Again, not mandatory. But until next time, end.